Put our little felt washer down at the bottom. We'll insert our drive shaft back in. Clean off our stainless steel plate here. Put a nice coat of grease on it. Especially where the drive shaft is going to meet the plate. So, slide that back. Actually, sorry. This has to go on first, like so. Slide it on. And then there's some pins for it to sit on. And you could have it backwards, which I just did. Sorry. So it should fit in nicely. I'll give you a little trick that I just didn't see. There's a chamfer where these screw holes are at. That side faces up. So now we're in there. Put a little grease on these screws going down inside. Right now I'm trying a new grease. I usually use the blue marine. I'll use that on bearings right now, but for the other stuff I'm trying this other grease that has it's a little bit tackier. Seems to be a little bit more resistant to washing out. So it worked on a few of the reels I've had, so we'll keep trying it. Install these little Phillips head screws after we grease those holes. So now you have that. Installed that one, and that one. Alright, I'm going to clean off the anti-reverse here. And these pawls, be careful, these pawls have little thin strips of metal and you don't want them to bend outwards, otherwise the anti-reverse won't work. Okay, so those are clean now. Clean off our anti-reverse here. Okay, it's all nice and clean. Let's put a fresh coat of grease on it. Put a nice coat of grease on these pawls. Okay. And let's put them on here. Just be careful when you're putting it on not to bend up the thin strips of metal. So they go on like so. You just want to slide that assembly down over the drive shaft. And you can mate the two surfaces. One has a square at the bottom of the drive shaft that just slides right on top of. So you also need to line up these anti-reverse pawls. You can test the anti-reverse, just spin the drive shaft and try to turn it backwards. If they're catching and moving when they're correct. So correctly, looks like that. Okay. Now let's put our pinion gear and yoke together. Grease that up a bit. Grease up the yoke. All right. Put that together like so. Slide it down over the top. And put our springs on top here. And your assembly will look like this. All right, next let's set that to the side and let's get to the drag stack. All right. So we have a top washer. And then we have a thin, very thin carbon fiber drag. Looks like it's already starting to wear a bit. So then you have a washer with the ears on it. Another drag. Standard washer. Drag washer. Keyed washer. Drag washer. Standard washer. And one last drag washer. So these have been greased, so that was good, whoever did that. And then we have the main gear, and there is a bearing on the inside. Very nice. Instead of a bushing, most all the pins, all your 4/0s and all that, they have a bushing. This you have a nice little bearing. This one's been greased, not very well. We'll pack it more and better. Then you also have a washer on the underside of the main gear. So this main gear has been greased pretty well, and it looks like it's cowls, so I'm going to leave that how it is. Put that back over the top here. Alright. I'm going to go clean this washer out. That was in the main gear washer. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Now we got a nicely packed main gear washer here. So, just going to slide that down the main shaft. So, it should seat right inside the main gear. Alright, now on to the drag stack. Go ahead and clean off these washers and put a new coat of Cal's drag grease on it. If you don't have this stuff, you want to buy it. It is the best drag grease that there is. So, well, that and Shimano. So if you have Shimano, you're good to go. These do seem pretty clean, so that's a good sign. Alright, so we got those wiped off pretty well, so start rebuilding the drag stack here. So we're going to put a nice coat of cowls all over every one of these washers. So first one goes down, then washer, drag washer number 2, keyed washer or eared washer, drag washer number 3, next washer, drag washer number 4, one more eared washer. Somebody calling me. And last drag washer. And final top washer. Okay. Put away the cowls. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and put one of these the bottom Bellevue washer on. It's cupped again like this, so slide it over the top. And then we can get to the right side plate. We have a little bit of cow's grease right here, it looks like, so, well, I'm going to go ahead and, forgot one last thing. Got the main bearing here, the right side plate bearing. Can't get to it from the inside. Got to remove this. Okay. I'm sorry, I thought there was a bearing in there, but apparently it's just a bushing. I could have swore there was a bearing in there. Okay. Just clean that out. And I'm going to put a little bit of TSI 301 in there. As you can see, just a bushing. So go ahead and put a little bit of grease on the threads here. And we'll screw this back in. And now we can go ahead and finish greasing off this right side plate here.